Hey Leo, my name is Chris and this is your January reading 2026 it is already. And maybe you remember where you've been 1 year ago. But yeah, where are we today? Where are we in January 2026 discernment? That's the King of Swords, King of Discernment. You know your shit, right? The old circle is ending. Whatever happened in the past is coming to a closure, is ended, by the way, and you are emerging out of this wiser, right? Better, I don't know. There's discernment. You have learned something. So you're coming out kind of leveled up as the King of Swords. The King of Swords is the butterfly king, right? Foundation is the Strength card. So not fighting antagonistic tendencies, not fighting passion, not fighting fire with fire. That's very important. That's the basis of it all. Ten of Pentacles, that's the outcome. What comes next in January? Wealth, abundance, and prosperity. That's beautiful. Wish fulfilled from the universe. Ten of Pentacles and the Star card looks pretty good to me. Especially, they're only great. There's the King of Pentacles. Are you kidding me? King of Pentacles. Your energy is the Empress. So you're totally in your power, in your abundance. Beautiful. You stood your ground. There's nobody really being able to reach you. So you might be a little hyper-vigilant when it comes to the outside world, but nobody can touch you, nobody can reach you. You have the high ground, basically. You're protected. There's the 8 of Wands, 7 of Wands, 8 of Wands, and the outcome. Give and take. Balancing something out, right? You've given something, you receive something. Bottom of the deck, the Page of Cups, so a new spiritual journey, a new spiritual offering, maybe a new, completely new way of looking into the world. So what do we got here? Before I do the clarifiers, there's the Star card again. Maybe I should just deal the clarifiers. 10 of Cups. 2 of Pentacles, so whatever comes to a closure is balancing it out. You got the World card here, clarified by the 2 of Cups, and you got the 6 of Pentacles. Also the scale here in the 6 of Pentacles, an indicator that something is balanced out, right? Which is totally in your favor. Yeah, Strength card. I think it's going to get much easier for you because there's less resistance in everything. 10 of Pentacles, maybe you can work together now that you have manifested something for yourself, right? And you're proud, divine humble pride here. 10 of Pentacles with the 3 of Pentacles, a new way of working together on eye side, on eye level, right? Not as the junior partner, not as an, clerk or whatever, but on the same level, right? And maybe that Star with the 10 of Pentacles sounds pretty damn good to me. Actually, wealth, abundance, and prosperity, the Star, wish fulfilled from the universe. I'm not, that looks pretty good to me. Especially since you're coming or taking on that role of the King of Pentacles, right? King of Pentacles clarified by, the Devil. Look at that. King of Pentacles clarified by the Devil. Well, the King of Pentacles is wearing armor. That's the story here. So he fought for what he has built for himself, right? This Pentacles empire here, he's wearing this robe, and on the robe there are grapes, right? So grapes, abundance, King of Pentacles, wealth, abundance, and prosperity. wearing some armor, showing some armor here, right? With this, I think that's the left foot. Showing some armor, clarifier, the devil, so you fought for this. So you're showing up not just as the king of swords, which is the king of discernment, of the intellect, of understanding, of, you know, basically a philosopher king. And yeah, the king of swords is the philosopher king, by the way. Interesting. King of Swords, discernment, philosopher king, 10 of Cups clarified, right? You had a stable foundation where you could retreat to. What made it possible to become the King of Swords, right? I think the 10 of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles is maybe already a challenge, a new challenge, right? So when you say you went through hard times, for example, right? And you come out of this as the King of Swords here, right? You learned a few lessons while dealing with the hard times, so to speak, right? So you went maybe to the dark night of the soul. But do you know that song, The House of the Rising Sun, right? So you went through the dark night of the soul, you emerged out of the dark night of the soul as the King of Swords. And the next chapter here, there's your wish fulfilled from the universe, which is the 10 of Pentacles, wealth, abundance, and prosperity. And you're taking on a different role, more like the King of Pentacles, since you already in this abundance with the 10 of Pentacles. There is a devil clarifying this King of Pentacles, and I see it more as a warning or a hint into this direction that the house of the rising sun, I don't know where this song is going, but basically the idea is that it has been the ruin of many people or something like that is the song, I think. You know, so in other words, hard times are hard, right? So you can fail through hard times, you can give up through hard times. You didn't do that. You came out of as King of Swords, philosopher king, right? So now the universe is giving you wealth, abundance, and prosperity, and you kind of wanted this, so you get it. And with wealth, abundance, and prosperity comes responsibility, and with wealth, abundance, and prosperity needs to come a new kind of discipline, self-discipline, because with wealth, abundance, and prosperity, there come a lot of new, not seen before temptations. So if you went through the dark night of the soul, if you went through scarcity, maybe poverty, something like that, you have very particular challenges, right? And you have overcame these challenges through your consciousness, to your intellect, to your mind. You're emerging out of this as the King of Swords. And since you have come out of this circle, you've closed the circle, whether it was a 7, 6, 8, 9 year circle, whatever, maybe a 10-year circle, I don't know. Usually, you know, doesn't matter. So a bigger circle, right? A bigger developmental circle. And you're coming out of this as the King of Discernment, the King of Swords. Clarified by the 10 of Cups, a happy home, right? And the universe is granting you a wish for your successful wandering through the dark night of the soul, so to speak, and giving you this 10 of Pentacles blessing, right? Wealth, abundance, and prosperity. So bang, you're the King of Pentacles now. And with this comes a new challenge, right? The Star card is, there's a duality here between the earth and the water, between the heaven and the stars. So as always, light and shadow, right? So if you are going into the house of the rising sun, so to speak, there are new devils attached to this, or new temptations attached to wealth, abundance, and prosperity, and success in the King of Pentacles. So if you indeed receive a lot in January, whether it is manifesting like directly as money or abundance or opportunities, career stuff, things like that, or whether it is more in potential and more in, you know, possibilities here. You got the Three of Pentacles. Maybe you're meeting beautiful people, successful people who are kind of on the same wavelengths, and they're, you know, you're starting a company or something like that. Could also be, right? With that come new responsibilities and new, now I'm shutting up about this, new challenges, right? I think I'm going to lay this to the Seven of Swords as a clarifier, because I was talking about this all the time, to the King of Pentacles with the Devil, right? And now the clarifier, what is this? Do we have these upside down? No, not really. So, the Empress, you in your abundance, you in your full capacity, you for yourself, right? This is not the Emperor, this is the Empress, and the Empress is all about mastership, but mastership for yourself, so to speak. So you're not having a huge staff and commanding whatever people around or something like that. That's the Empress business, right? The Empress is pretty much in her garden, and she's ruling herself primarily. The Emperor, on the other hand, is ruling other people, and I'm not seeing you doing this, although you know how to do it, because you're showing up as the King of Swords, intellectually, wisdom, discernment, right? You know absolutely your stuff there. And the King of Pentacles, which is, it's not just about money, it's also a very practical mastership, right? So you might be just very professional in your field of expertise. And this field of expertise, you're going to meet good people on the same level, and it's going to pay off big time, right? There is money coming in with the Ten of Pentacles, which you wanted, which is a wish granted from the universe, right? So now let's do the clarifiers. Yeah, the clarifiers of the Empress is the Two of Cups, and the Two of Cups is, of course, all about, it's all about making peace with duality, I would say. And this is her mastership, this is her rulership. She made peace, she mastered duality. So light and shadow, day and night, you can't have one without the other. If you get a wish fulfilled from the universe and you get a blessing, there's always the temptation for the next curse. If if you spend all of your money on, I don't know, sports cars and cocaine or something like that, you are going to tap into the next pitfall, right? So a blessing, the house of the rising sun, so to speak, became the ruin of many people, or something is the text or the lyrics or whatever. Right? So if you, I don't know, get something and achieve something and you just waste it and show it around, you can be stupid with blessings, right? But that's the only hint here if you're in this King of Pentacles role mindset. Just keep this connection activated, this duality between the Earth, Pentacles energy, and the discernment, wisdom energy of the King of Swords. So in other words, stay grounded, stay connected. There's the Moon card, and the Six of Pentacles and the Moon card, waking up to a new path. That's the big theme here. And maybe your position as the King of Pentacles with the blessing of the Ten of Pentacles makes the pathway free for this new beginning, this new pathway here with the Page of Cups, where you are focusing your emotional attention and energy onto something that was pretty much more on the side up until now, and then it suddenly becomes something way bigger, something the Empress is concerned about and focused about and immersing herself in. And this is possible through your King of Swords energy that you developed on your own while you were going through the Dark Night of the Soul, with a little help by the Ten of Cups, right? You balanced it out, and there you got your Ten of Pentacles. There you are, the King of Pentacles. With that House of the Rising Sun blessing come new challenges, or I should say new temptations more. You had the challenges in the Dark Night of the Soul part. Now it's more like temptations, right? Because you could do that. You could buy the sports car maybe, or maybe you, I don't know, something like that, right? You could, maybe it's not a sports car, maybe it's the new pair of shoes, or maybe it's the new pair, a new handbag or whatever, right? There's a blessing here. Don't waste it. That's all I'm saying. Be grateful and be smart about it. And if you keep that in a balance, you're the Empress and everything is just falling into place. Maybe there's something, if you receive a lot, you should think about giving something as well, so you keep it in a balance. You're not just hoarding everything you're getting, but you're keeping it in a balance. There's one card flying out. Clear out the clutter. Interesting. So don't spend more money on clutter. Just clear out the clutter. Pathways of Light, number 34. Divine dimensions. Life holds many hidden dimensions, pathways of light that lead to other worlds and realities. These hidden dimensions are inside you and can be accessed through the spaces between your thoughts. When the mind is calm, you can enter a place beyond thought, a place that words cannot describe and your mind cannot contain. It is the multidimensional conscious awareness of your soul. The real you beyond the earthly limitations. Become aware of your breath, breathe in light, just observe and relax. After a while you will feel a sense of peace. You are in a state of grace. Your thoughts float away and turn to light. Okay, so divine dimensions is pretty much a reminder to what you can do when you are either challenged, right, in a very challenging situation, which probably was the case while you were going through the Dark Night of the Soul, which is totally history in January 2026. That's for sure. Now the blessings are coming in. If the blessings are coming in, there are more like temptations than challenges. And to stay grounded, whether you're going through the Dark Night of the Soul or dealing with blessings, right? It's just a luxury problem if you think about it. But it's also part of the test, so to speak, to deal with that. How you deal with that, make sure if you receive a lot that you give something back, keep it in a balance, and stay humble and grounded. And that's the pathway of light. Transcend and integrate, you know what that means. King of Swords, energy, philosopher king, so to speak. Pathways of light, keep yourself grounded through meditation, through breath work, 1 in, 2 out, right? Things like that. That's pretty much all I got. Clear out the clutter. Let's just take a look at Frog Spirit. Let me just think. Do you hold on to things because you're afraid of losing your energetic connection to the past, to people who are no longer in your life, or to goals you never pursued? Or could you have these items around? Could you have these items around because you feel guilty if you got rid of them? Is there something that you feel guilty to get rid of, but it kind of serves no purpose? It's not important for you, but you just keep it because you kind of feel guilty to get rid of? Identify that and get the F rid of it. That's, I don't know, that's frog spirit. That came out of nowhere, and for somebody that's a message. That's all I got, and I hope it resonates with you. Check out your yearly 2026 reading. I'm going to link this somewhere around here. That's all I got now, but I see you next time. Ciao.